night, some 500,000 people were still without electricity. There were 5 reported deaths. Overall damage was much less than that of Hurricane Katrina, which hit the city of New Orleans in Louisiana 7 years ago to the day. Damage was estimated at $2 billion. Republican candidate Romney was in the region visiting storm victims. His program would cut aid to disaster victims. Yosemite National Park in California, a major tourist site in the United States, has become a high-risk destination, as at least 2 people have died after contracting a respiratory virus there, given the name hantavirus. The virus reportedly originates in the urine or saliva of animals in the park, especially mice, and could affect some 10,000 people. Park workers were busy disinfecting tents there. The 2-day summit of non-aligned nations has ended in Tehran, attended by some 120 member countries. A final declaration called for all countries to have the right to develop nuclear energy for peaceful uses, the refusal to follow sanctions against countries, and the creation of an independent Palestinian state. Host country Iran was hit by heavy criticism from UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. New Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi called for support for the opposition forces in Syria, angering the Iranian regime, which backs Bashar al-Assad.
Supporters of defeat.
Mexico's defeated presidential candidate has slammed President-elect Enrique Peña Nieto for his alleged use of illicit tactics to win the July presidential polls. Andrés Manuel López Obrador was reacting to the decision of the Electoral Tribunal, which declared the July presidential electoral process free and fair. Supporters of Obrador have been protesting the decision of the Electoral Tribunal with massive demonstrations in the streets of Mexico City. Details in this report.
Defeated presidential candidate Andrés Manuel López Obrador gathered outside Mexico's Federal Electoral Tribunal on Friday after the court confirmed the victory of Enrique Peña Nieto. Mr. Obrador accuses his rival of using illicit money to buy votes and media coverage.
I inform you that I cannot accept this failure of the Electoral Tribunal, which has declared the presidential election valid. This election was not free, clean, or valid.
The accusations made against Mr. Nieto, a 46-year-old attorney, were dismissed by all 7 judges for lack of evidence. Mr. Nieto will be sworn in on December 1st for a 6-year term.
Mexico will have a presidency which is modern, responsible, and open to criticism, and which is prepared to listen to all Mexicans.
Mr. Obrador, however, is not going down without a fight. He has called on supporters to hold a mass rally on September 9th to protest the ruling.
Well, from that we take a second break. We'll be right back.
Who is Gambia's funniest comedian who can get people laughing and has the humor that cuts across? Damane, kan mo am fit pour tahaw live? Re loma nga re. Ñepp dal di hahatay. All you have to do is to text comedy, C-O-M-E-D-Y, on 2020 200, 30 30 300, 60 60 600, and 999 0909. Participants are invited in Mandinka, Wolof, and English. Gambia's funniest coming soon. Just text and we will call you back.
Over to sports. An 11-year-old Brazilian boy with physical disability has found himself in the limelight because of his extraordinary football skills. Gabriel the Boy Wonder, who was born without feet, won himself an award which will take him to the world-famed La Masia Academy in Barcelona and a potential meeting with his hero, Lionel Messi. We have more in this report.
Like many 11-year-old boys in Brazil, Gabriel dreams of being a professional football player. But realizing that dream presents a challenge which his friends will never face, because Gabriel was born without feet, a fact that never deterred this young athlete from pursuing his goal.
He started walking before he was a year old. We would follow him thinking he would fall, but he never did.
Gabriel has never sought favor with his coaches at school. On the field, he is as able as his friends, who aren't about to cut him any slack. His teammates are glad he's there.
He's really good. He goes after the ball. He's not afraid of anything, and he knows how to run plays. He's also good at passing.
Gabriel's determination has inspired other disabled young people. His coach says that Gabriel can change people's attitudes and predicts that his efforts will have a future impact on the sport.
The disability only exists in our heads. He proves that to everyone. He challenges social norms. To this day, there is no 11-a-side team in the Paralympics. But Gabriel shows us that this will have to change. It will change because he wants to play 11-a-side football.
Gabriel's example has caught the public's attention. He recently appeared on a popular sports program on Brazilian television, winning a prize which included a round-trip ticket to Barcelona, where he trained at the Barcelona club alongside his hero, Lionel Messi.
Well, from sports, a reminder of our top stories before we go. Close to 2,000 families in the West Coast region affected by last year's crop failure have received assistance from Child Fund Gambia. Officials of Gambia Tourism Board have embarked on a tour meant to rid the tourism development area of illegal structures. Health workers have reported an outbreak of the deadly Ebola disease in remote parts of the Congo's northeast region. And a suicide bomb blast claimed by the Afghan Taliban has killed 12 people and left at least 50 others with injuries. Well, you're reminded that you can monitor GRTS with your life on our website, which is at www.grts.gm. That's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the day.
Introduces a brand new show, Buddies Night Out, a show for you and your friends to win fabulous prizes. But you win only if you answer questions we ask you correctly. To be part of the show, you should know the numbers by now. Type BUDDIES, Buddies, to your favorite network, AfriCell 20 200, QCell 30 300, Chromium 60 600, and Gamcell or 9990909. And we will call you back. Make sure you have 4 friends ready to participate. Talk to you soon.
Discover the smiling coast of Africa.
Lewato programme yu bore la buñ leen di isil alxamis bu nekk ci GRTS dama ne ànd leen nag Linguère GRTS